Hello everybody and welcome back to Tree of Tranquility. I am literally standing right where we left off last time. So let's go ahead and get our first day of summer started. I have to go over to Soufflé farm and pick up some seeds. They are closed on Saturdays, and so luckily for us, we should be able to pick up whatever we need. Unfortunately, when a new season comes, even if you have the field all prepared and set up nicely the way that you want it, it doesn't work that way. You have to kind of do all of this hard work all over again. And I forgot how absolutely pitiful that my hoe was. I was playing on another file. Going back to this one feels like going a bit backwards. So I used up a little bit more stamina than I thought, but you know what? That is okay. Because we have 2 spaces available. 2 rows available to start out with. I might as well just go to the hot springs right away and regain our energy so that we can finish the rest of that crop business. I thought for sure I was able to charge the hoe up, but I suppose not. We're still stuck tilling one piece of soil at a time. So we might not be able to plant everything all in one day, but that's okay. Since an hour passed, we should now be able to go to Soufflé Farm. It should be open. And we can also probably go back to Brownie Ranch if they are open. Of course, I wasn't paying as close attention as I should have to see when they were closed. But since the 2 places are so close and we have all day to do whatever we want, I think that that's probably a good option for us. So we'll take our nice little shortcut here. I'm gonna skip foraging in the woods for now. I want to get all my chores done early just to make sure that I have the time and the energy to do everything that I want to do today. Because time passes ridiculously fast in this game. Alright, so here we are again. Let's see what it is that we can buy from Ruth. So our summer seeds include watermelons, onions, corn, tomatoes, and honeydew melons. So you have a pretty wide variety of whatever it is that you want to grow. The only thing that I can really recommend is the tomatoes. That's almost mandatory because we need a certain quality of tomato in order to make one of our rainbows later on. So I would definitely recommend the tomatoes, and then whatever else you want. You can pretty much grow whatever else it is that you want. I like to stick with tomatoes and corn, and that's because they can both be harvested multiple times, so I only have to plant them once. Onions are also a really good choice because they are cheap and they grow so fast. They're sort of like turnips in that way. And then of course you have watermelons and honeydews, which are very slow growing, but it will be profitable to you in the end if you choose to do that. So let's go ahead and buy 2 corn seeds, 2 tomato seeds, and 2 onion seeds. I think that's probably a good place just to start, just to stock up. And there's one more thing that I want to buy from Ruth, and that is going to be a perfect honeydew. So rather than growing the honeydew myself and going through all of that effort, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy one from Ruth. And the reason for that is because, once again, a perfect honeydew melon is one of our rainbow ingredients. So if you have the money for this, you can go ahead and pick it up now if you want. If not, you have all summer to buy, and you can buy it whenever it is that you want to. And you can see here that she has a bunch of different crops available for us too. And she still doesn't have fertilizer in. Hopefully that's going to change soon. Thank you very much, Ruth. Now that we have all of that, let's go ahead and run up to Brownie Ranch real quick. But as soon as you enter, you get a cutscene here with this young lady, the new character. Oh, hello, you're the new ranch owner, right? Ranching is great. Nothing tastes better than eggs and milk from your own ranch. And you get to ride on horses. Oops, I was rambling, wasn't I? Excuse me. I'm Renee. My parents run Brownie Ranch. My mom told me all about you. We haven't had anyone new on the island for a long time. This is so exciting. So, your name is Nick? That's a great name. It's so nice to meet you. Here, you should have this. More books. Right. So this is just basically about animal care, if we want to read that. I'll see you around. Have a good day. What a friendly and polite young lady. So that was Kane and Hannah's daughter. We couldn't meet her yesterday because she wasn't at the festival. And it looks like they are closed on Monday, so we are in luck. We can walk into the store to get the formal introduction to these two, even though we did talk to them yesterday. Hello, you're that newcomer, aren't you? You're here to start another ranch, right? Indeed. I see, you're an awfully hard worker for someone so young. Good luck. I'm Hannah. Nice to meet you. Yo, the mayor told me all about you. I'm Kane, the owner of this ranch. I know it's a little tough to start a new ranch, but keep at it. This island's soil has been in poor shape for a while. It's tough to grow grass and crops. You probably shouldn't try to keep any cows or horses until you can grow some grass. Well, if you're interested, we sell animal products and tools for taking care of animals here. I don't have much in stock now, but I should be getting more items in soon. Oh yeah, take this. It's handy for cutting weeds and harvesting grass for fodder. And finally, after all this time, we are given our sickle. Thank you for that. I was waiting around for that for like ever. So Hannah's the one that runs the store. So she's the one that we're going to talk to anytime we want animals or animal products. So the shop option is going to allow us to buy all of the tools, products, and food. So you can see here we have all of the essentials: a medicine, a brush, milker, shears, the bell to herd animals, and our miracle potions. The products, I do believe, are always the same. They don't really vary up much. I think she kind of always has the same products here. And then, of course, we have our animal food, fodder for cows, horses, sheep, goats, ostriches, and feed for our birds like chickens, ducks, and also silkworms. So at the moment, Hannah has a few animals available, but not a lot. As she gets better inventory, she will get more animals, but at the moment we only have the option of calves, lambs, chickens, and silkworms. And they're quite pricey, so like she said, you might want to make sure that you have some food in stock and you're prepared to keep animals before you have them. And additionally, of course, we have to make sure that we have a coop or a barn built so that our animals will have a place to live. And before we leave, we'll want to go and talk to that Harvest Sprite and get his rainbow recipe as well. Since I did grab the watering can and we have it in our inventory, and I know we have it, I can now do that. And we might as well do that while we're here. I find it sometimes a little bit difficult to find where he is, but basically from this sign, with the person on the horse, what I do is I basically just go like straight ahead, go straight north. Oh, there's also a bunny here that I forgot to talk to. So cute. And then up the big hill is where the tree is. Alright, so let's break out our watering can. And let's talk to our next sprite. And this sprite, interestingly enough, is the one that had written the letter that went with the quilt. So this is Alan. He is the red harvest sprite, obviously. He felt the need to point that out. I have a headache. I feel like I was asleep for a long time. The harvest goddess has been appearing in your dreams. And then he does the same spiel that his fellow sprites did. He gets upset, cries, and then asks us for our help. So, of course, we have no choice but to help. And then, of course, I can't come with you, so what I'm going to do instead is make you come to me after you gather all of this stuff. Make me rich! That would be wonderful, but he can't help us with that. He can only help us with the rainbow. I have an amazing, fantastic recipe for a rainbow. You'll need lots of ingredients, though. Oh, I bet I will. Here, you can have my recipe. The ingredients are really rare, so it's very hard to make. You should go find Ben and Darren and try to make their rainbows first. Well, we don't even know what it takes. We'll have to look at your ingredient list. So he bids us farewell, and I think it's worth having a look at that list. So this is Alan's recipe, and this requires a toadstool, a woodfish, a green bell, austenase, and carrot cake. 3 out of the 5 of those ingredients are trivial. We already have 3 of them. The woodfish is probably one of the hardest ingredients in the entire game to collect. So that one is going to take us a very long time, and I think that's probably the only reason that he says his rainbow is very difficult to make. And the final ingredient in that rainbow, the carrot cake, we can buy that in fall and winter when our monthly market inventory change is over. So that shouldn't be too difficult. So now that we have used up half of our day, it's already mid-afternoon, we should go back to our house and start to plant some of our stuff. So I don't know how I'm going to lay this out yet, to be quite honest. I have all these seeds, but I'm not sure what I want to do with them. I think what I'll do is I will do 2 rows of tomatoes, 2 rows of corn, and then I'll make room for 2 other rows and put the onions there, and then that way the only crop that I'll have to put down again or repurchase will be the onions, because tomatoes and corn will stay like this the whole season. I only have to plant them once because they are replenishing crops. So I'm going to get the tomatoes down first. Obviously, the tomatoes are important because they are necessary for the story. So I've planted them in 2 differing qualities of soil. My top row there is still the better quality soil. That's where I use my fertilizer. And then the middle row is somewhat There we go. Now we can charge the hoe, which is wonderful because that beats doing it one square at a time. We can now do 3 rows at a time, or 3 squares at a time, rather, which is quite helpful. So there we go. Now we got our original formation back that we were using back in spring. So we'll go ahead and plant our corn. I might not have enough energy to do the onions, but if I get these crops started, then that's at least something. Onions grow very, very quickly, so I'm not too worried about not planting them on the very first day. I'll get there when I get there. And now that I have the sickle, I can take care of those pesky weeds without having to pick them by hand, because that's a huge pain. And of course, remember that when you do all of this stuff, you put down all these crops and whatnot, you have to have the energy each day to water all of this. It shouldn't be a problem because I've upgraded the watering can, and it's usually also the very first thing that I do in a day. But I think sometimes we forget, and I screwed that up, damn it. Oh well, that's okay. We lay down all this stuff, and then you think it looks great, and then the next day comes and you're like, oh man, right, I have to water all of this. But considering that it didn't take me a whole bar of stamina to till the soil, plant these and water them, I should be fine to water these each day without using up too much energy. And I think that that is a very, very good start for us, and it's going to put us on the road to hopefully making a lot of profit off of other things, you know, besides just mining and whatnot. That is pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and put that melon in my storage. And that is it for our first day of summer. Pretty productive, I must say. And like I said, if there's really not much to talk about, I'll probably just play off screen and do a bit of an update when I'm ready. Seeing as how there really is not anything to do until the end of the week, I might just do that and see what else I can get up to in the start of our new month. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.